Okay. Did you all get the alert that the meeting started to record? Okay, great. Okay, everybody, welcome to Psychi's first first general meeting of spring 2023 semester. This meeting today will go over a little bit about Psychi, who we are, and then you'll also be able to meet our current Psychi officer board. We have some new officers this semester, so we're excited for you to see some familiar faces and also some new faces. And if you ever have any questions or if you want to just raise your hand, you can go ahead and interrupt me anytime. All right, let me go ahead. Perfect. So for the agenda for this meeting, we're going to go ahead and start off with housekeeping. Housekeeping gives you a little bit background information on any alerts or notifications or just any announcements that we want to share at the beginning of the meeting, just to get you all adjusted to what's going on with our chapter. Then we're going to talk about what is Psychi, how to get involved will follow. And then after that, you'll be able to meet all 10 officers individually. Some officers are working or have other responsibilities. So for those officers who aren't here that can't talk for themselves, I will just go ahead and read their slide over a little bit so you guys can get to know them a little bit, and then you'll be able to see a picture of them. So you'll be able to put a face to that name. And then at the end, we'll go over some upcoming meetings and events that we have going on and planned for everybody. And then at the very end, we'll leave room for discussion and questions if anybody has that. All right, so some meeting information for us for this new semester. Our general meetings will be held bi-weekly, and they will be held every other Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 so this time slot. What our plans are for this semester is to have a hybrid format. So the first meeting we had, we wanted to do it on Zoom, so it's recorded and it's able to be posted for you all to view later. But there are going to be some meetings that we will have in person, especially when we do have guest speaker events or just more interactive and collaborative meetings. We want to make those in person, most likely in King Hall and possibly in the ASI building. So for those who are here, you obviously know our Zoom ID. This will be the Zoom ID for all general meetings. And, it's always great to write it down in your agenda, have it in your phone notes, just so that you always are aware of it. But it will always be the same unless we do have a special event that is separate on its own, which we will. All meetings for Zoom will be recorded and they're uploaded to Microsoft Teams for easy access. One thing I did want to mention is that for Cassie, one of our officers, she's our campus liaison. She has an event coming up in March that I didn't get to mention in the slideshow, but at the end, I do want to give her some time and room to speak on that a little bit. I wanted to put it out there before I forgot. Great. So to add us on Microsoft Teams, to gain access to this recording, to all past recordings from past semesters, please go ahead and make a Microsoft Team account if you don't already have one. And this is our team code right here. This will give you access to everything. You can message us directly. We're all on there. And it's just a nice tool to use for any type of announcements we have going on. More specifically though, so you can look at past meetings. And then if you're not able to join every Friday, it's nice to have that because you'll be able to view it later. So another thing is we have a social media account on Instagram, and that's probably the most interactive social media platform that we use. We also have Facebook, but we don't have a lot of interaction on there. So I would say follow us on Instagram if you have an account. It's Psychi, CSULA, all lowercase. And then Ani, who's our social media ambassador, and Andrea, actually, they both share a lot of resources on campus, outside of campus for students that you may not get otherwise. Right. Awesome. So now we're going to go into the portion of what is Psychi. For those students who may be transfer students, new students, or just psychology students who are interested in, I wanted to give you a brief understanding of Psychi as a chapter, as an organization as a whole. So Psychi is an international honor society in psychology. Psychi is the world's largest student psychological association with more than 800,000 members at more than 1,250 chapters. Most local universities, UCs, Cal States will have a Psychi chapter. And if there isn't one established, it's really easy and readily available for students to kind of form on their own. So it's a great organization because a lot of students are basically able to kind of initiate it themselves, get involved, learn about what psychology students are doing as far as research, just how to get like a little bit more experience going into our fields, especially in our undergrad years. So the purpose of supporting psychology students, Psychi distributes 6 publications and offers more than 400,000 dollars in annual awards, grants, and scholarships. So there are a lot of perks for being a member. Psychi really takes care of their students and tries to provide a lot of opportunities and resources. So it is a really awesome organization to be a part of, especially if you're a major or minor in psychology. To continue on that, Psychi is a member of the Association of College Honor Societies, and it is an affiliate of APA, which is the American Psychological Association, and also APS, which is the Association for Psychological Science. Both of these two associations are very grounded in psychology. And if you're going to be going into a career in psychology, you will be using those two for research, for any type of information. And you can also create accounts with these two affiliations, and they'll give you just a little bit more resources. You'll get like current research going on in in the state, out of state. So it's really awesome because you kind of get a little bit more scope out of your realm. Like it's not just Cal State LA that we're limited to, but we can look through other students, other professors, and other just educators around the world. Our sister honor society is Psi Beta. So a lot of you, or some of you may be transfer students. I know I am a transfer student, and Psi Beta is the sister honor society for the lower levels, for the community college level. Psi Beta basically works the same as Psychi, but for Psi Beta, what I learned from them is that they kind of build you up to get prepared for that 4-year experience. So they really helped me getting geared towards like what I wanted to do at Cal State LA and what opportunities will be provided for me if I really like took advantage of them. So it's really awesome, especially if you came from a community college. And then as for Psychi, we kind of gear you up for the next level in your career and education, whether that's a master's program or a doctorate degree, or just maybe a career in psychology that you can start utilizing now. So you may be wondering, what is an honor society? It's an organization that's usually made up of members and chapters that exist to recognize scholastic achievement and to encourage leadership, research, and creativity, often within a particular discipline. So in our case, it'd be for psychology. So you'll be able to learn a little bit more about Psychi throughout the semester. And I really encourage you to look at our Microsoft Teams, because you'll kind of get an understanding of the topics that we focus on. And for some, I can say like we focus like on getting students educated on research labs on campus, and how to like fill out your application for graduate school and how to prepare for graduate school. So these like vital pieces of information that'll help you kind of take your next step. And sometimes that's a little hard, especially when we're new on campus, we're a transfer student, and we don't really know how to navigate. I think Psychi builds the bridge really well for like new students who just need that extra assistance. So if that's something that you can benefit from, or if you want to be a part of Psychi and help students as well, we always welcome students to reach out to us and let us know. Maybe you want to be a guest speaker, maybe you want to be involved in a officer meeting and just hear what we speak about. Like that's always an option and always encouraged from us. So with that being said, our mission and purpose statement for Psychi. So Psychi is an international honor society whose purpose shall be to encourage, stimulate, and maintain excellence in scholarship of the individual members in all fields, particularly in psychology, and to advance the science of psychology. And our mission statement is to recognize and promote excellence in the science and application of psychology. All right, great. Moving on to benefits. Before I go on to benefits, does anyone have any questions or comments that they want to make? If not, I'm going to go ahead and continue. So some benefits of Psych High is Psych High membership is for life. Many opportunities are available to all of our members, regardless of where you are in life's journey. Some benefits that I found from the Psych High handbook that I thought were interesting and important to know is that you can put this on your resume, specifically on your curriculum vitae, which is specifically for your educational experience. Adding Psych High as one of your experiences can really help you have a little bit more of a competitive resume. We're an honor society. We focus a lot on on academic. So it really would look well to have that on your resume. But on top of that, it's the lifetime membership, which means that you have access to perks for a lifetime. So if you move on to your master's program, you move on to a doctor program, or if you're working in your field already, you'll always be able to log into your dashboard, and your dashboard once you create your account and you get it all adjusted, you have a lot of opportunities, whether that's grants, scholarships, research opportunities, or just like anything new happening in the psychological world, you'll be able to kind of gain access to that. Awesome. You can also, once you have your dashboard and you have your account installed, you can read and submit articles to Psych High's publication. So Psych High does have a publication that they do every, I want to say a few times a year that it's publicized, and you can be a part of that by submitting any research or any type of work you're working on. But you could also read what other students are doing currently. So it's really nice because you can kind of get a feel, like maybe you don't really know what direction of psychology you want to go in, but if you are able to kind of look at what other people are doing, it might be inspirational, and you might be able to find your niche like that. Also, another opportunity is you can join a collaborative research project. Psych High, on their website, they do have a big project that goes on throughout the year. And what it is like you can be a part of it in your chapter. You can kind of give them a little bit of research data from your own findings, and that you can be a part of this huge collaborative research project. We haven't been able to do it ourselves, but it's been something that we've been looking at from past years that we can really benefit us from Cal State LA to do that. And that's something that's still possible. If you're a new student and you want to get involved now, you can definitely take advantage of that opportunity. Another one is to start a community service project. That's something big. This year we're doing our first community service project, so I wanted to put that there to give it a little highlight, and we'll learn more about that later on. Also, you would just gain community at Cal State LA with other psych students, and then you also get access to on-campus resources and new opportunities. So it's honestly a lot of benefits to Psych High, but it's what you really make of it, honestly. So you're probably wondering, like, am I already a member because you're here right now on Zoom? And yes, you're technically a member with Cal State LA's chapter. But if you wanted to be an official member through the actual Psych High organization, to get all those perks like the grants, the scholarships, and research opportunities, you would need to be official membership. You would need to have an official membership, which means for undergrad students, you would need to, one, be enrolled as a major or minor in a psych program or a psychological program in nature. You must have completed at least 3 semesters or equivalent of full-time college coursework, have completed at least 9 semester hours or equivalent of psych courses. You also must have earned a cumulative GPA that is in the top 35% of your class. So usually meaning that you have a minimum GPA of 3.0. And another thing is you need to just submit a one-time payment of $75 to our chapter. So if you're a grad student or if you're an alumni, at the very bottom, I have the chapter handbook linked, because the requirements are a little different for those students. But since most of us are undergrads, I just wanted to put that one on today's PowerPoint. The process for this is to fill out an application for the Psych High at the Psych High website to be a member. And if you have questions further on that, I can go ahead and help you out. Our emails are listed in the individual officer slide, so you'll be able to have that access. But also the one-time $75 fee is also, it's processed with our treasurer, who is Kimia. She's a new treasurer this semester. So you'll be able to learn a little bit more of that process. If you have questions and that you're interested in that, reach out to either of us, myself or Kimia, on direct message right here on Zoom, and we can help you with the next steps. is this fee. No, yeah. So this fee is for life. You pay this one-time fee and you're good. You're good forever. You don't have to pay it again. It's never like a yearly payment. It's just like an initiation payment and then you're set. All right, great. So now getting to know who we are. Our advisors, we have two great advisors on campus, and you may have taken classes with them already. Dr. Karen Wu. Dr. Karen Wu has a lab currently on campus, and Andrea, one of our officers, is in that lab currently. So if you have any more questions about that lab, getting into it, just learning more about it, I would reach out to Andrea. She's a great asset and resource for that. And then we also have Dr. Robert Kennison. He is another professor on campus who doesn't have a lab, but does offer a lot of classes to take in psychology. I know I took him for developmental psychology for for elderly people, and it was a really good class. I really enjoyed him. I also took Dr. Karen Wu for a class, I want to say it was in community psych. It was a multicultural psychology course, which was really interesting. And they're both really great professors and just great advisors. So I listed their email in case you wanted to reach out to them to start and then start a little conversation to try to get your foot in the door, just to get to know them. That's always advised and always recommended. So please feel free to get their emails down if you want. All right, now moving forward, I think we're going to start going into the actual officers. Oh, before we do that, I wanted to give you some campus locations for those who are on campus or just, don't really know where it is. Psychology department is located in King Hall on the 3rd floor in C3104. You can go there anytime if you'd like for any questions. They can direct you to the psychi office, and they can also just help with any basic questions in the psychology field. And our office is just down the hall. It's in King Hall. It's going to be King Hall D30728. It's a little office kind of like all the way at the end, almost close to the door. And we have a little Psychi emblem on it, so you'll be able to see us if you just walk down there. But if you ever want to reach us, email us or message us. We're either on email, either on Instagram, or on Microsoft Teams, and let us know if you ever want to just stop by for office hours, if you have questions. Most of us are on campus and we can arrange for that anytime. So for Scarlett's question, are there specific office hours? Right now, every officer has their own office hours dedicated to their schedule and availability, and we will be posting that. I can also make an email, Paul, our secretary, can email you all our office hours just so it's noted into your app or your file. But yeah, there are specific office hours for each officer depending on who you want to speak to. Just email us. Honestly, I would say that's the best way to get it started, the office hour time. And you're welcome. All right, cool. Moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and our president, Christina, could not be here today. But I did want to put a face to the name. This is Christina Zettino. She's been a part of Psychi for as long as I have. So we started together in 2020. She's a graduate student in one of the programs in forensic psychology at Cal State LA. I put her email here. If you wanted to reach out to her, ask her any questions, initiate a conversation, or just a relationship with her, I highly encourage you to. She has a wealth of information when it comes to how to navigate undergrad life and how to take your next steps forward with your career or just your education. So great. So great for myself. My name is Daniela Valdez. I'm the vice president. I've been a part of Psychi since 2020. I transferred from ELAC as a psych student. So I got my associates there at ELAC, and I was a part of Psi Beta. I was also the vice president of Psi Beta. So I really love being a part of these types of honor societies because it's you gain a really nice community of people. You learn a lot. Advisors are really helpful, and it kind of makes the undergraduate and experience just a lot more easier and just better. Honestly, I don't know how I would have done it without Psychi, especially during the pandemic when we were just on Zoom. It kind of gave me that nice sense of community. So to go ahead and finish my slide, I'm a senior graduating this spring. My major is psychology. My educational goals is I would love to pursue a clinical psychology degree with emphasis in MFT. So my next step forward is to get my master's degree. I was considering MFT, but I found out there's like a route to getting your clinical psych degree with an emphasis in MFT. So that's really my next step. Long term, I would love to get a doctorate in clinical psych. So those are kind of like the direction I'm going on. And for my past experience, like I said, I served at Psi Beta at East Los Angeles College. I've been here at Cal State LA, serving Psych High. My hobbies and interests include traveling to national parks. I love to go hiking, hanging out with loved ones. I have 2 cats that I adopted during the pandemic that I'm like very involved with. Like, I hang out with them all the time. I'm a bartender on the side. I love to do yoga. I guess like a new if interesting fact about me is I'm currently pregnant and I haven't really told a lot of people, but I'm actually due in May. So I'm graduating in May and having my first baby in May. So it's very exciting for me. And I just wanted to share that with you all since I try to be as transparent as possible. Some meetings I may not be like on my A game, but it's just because, the symptoms and whatnot. But I'm excited to meet you all in person. I put my email at the bottom. So feel free to email me anytime if you have like any questions, if you want to meet up on Zoom or on campus. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. All right, awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to Paul.
Hi guys. My name is Paul. Last semester, I was the membership coordinator, so you may or may have not spoken to me already. My major is psychology, and I want to pursue a degree on cognitive psychology to become a cognitive psychology professor because I really like psychology. And I hope you too. Oh, for hobby and interest, I like building custom computers. I have made 2 computers for myself already and 10 for friends and family. I spend an enormous amount of money on computers. I think I've spent like $50,000 on computers. But anyway, you can contact me anytime. I will respond right away if I'm not busy. I promise. Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Paul. And yeah, Paul's emails are listed at the bottom. Paul is a primary officer as well. So he's going to be readily available for you if needed. So I would just like take advantage of all of our emails and reach out to us if you ever have any questions. Next, moving forward is our treasurer, Kimia, and I'm going to go ahead and give her the floor.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to make sure, can everybody hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. First of all, Daniela, congratulations. Oh my God, that's like the craziest news this morning. So I'm really happy for you. And hi, I'm the treasurer this semester. I'm a senior also graduating in the spring of 23, so this May. My major is psychology, but I'm hoping to go into the forensic program here at Cal State LA. I applied, but fingers crossed, I guess we'll see about that. And my educational goal right now is to do research. That's the one that I'm gravitating towards the most, but also teaching doesn't sound too bad either, but I'm not 100% about it yet. Past experiences is I've been a research assistant at one of the forensic labs at Cal State LA with Dr. Oliges. I don't know, you guys may have heard of her. I've been there since fall, so that's been a really cool experience. And I guess it showed me that I maybe really actually do want to do research. And I also have good information about that regarding getting into labs and stuff. So whoever is interested, please feel free to reach out to me. And I'm also the vice president of the Cal State LA Wrongful Convictions Club, which we just started at this spring semester. It's getting off on its feet. So if you guys are interested in that also, please reach out to me. For my hobbies, I like to explore new places around the city or just anywhere around. I haven't been lucky enough to travel too far because, money, but I do love to explore and go to new places. I love watching crime shows and documentaries and all that jazz. And recently I've been getting into playing video games, so that's been kind of interesting. And sometimes I like to go to festivals also. My email is listed right there. Please feel free to reach out to me about membership questions, how to complete payments, anything related to money. Please feel free to talk to me, or also generally anything, because I believe most of the officers, like, we're just here to help. So yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you, Kimia. And Kimia is one of our new officers this semester, so we welcome her. We're excited for her to take on her role. I'm going to go ahead and move on forward. Our next officer, who I believe is working right now, I don't think she's here. She's not. Okay, so Ani. Ani is our social media ambassador. She's a really strong social media ambassador. She makes all of our flyers. She promotes us on Instagram. She shares a lot of resources on our stories, especially if you follow us. So she's a 21 to 23 transfer. So I believe she's graduating this year as well. She has a major in psychology, and she also has an AT in admin of justice. Her educational goals are to build a bridge of information between Cal State LA community and the field of psychology, including labs, jobs, information, and resources. She, for her past experiences, she was formerly a DMV ambassador for Donating Life, NPO, which I know that she shared in the past, like some opportunities to get involved with. So I'm sure throughout the semester she'll share that again, while going to school at ELAC. So she's a transfer student from ELAC as well. Her hobbies are spending time with family and learning about natural sciences and epigenetics. Another relevant fact is she's currently looking for schools that follow the Boulder model. Let me see, I'm trying to, and apply to labs to gain research experience over the next year. So those are some of her goals. All right. Now moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to Andrea, who is our diversity officer.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here my last semester at Psych-Chi. I'm the diversity officer. It's my senior year. My major is in psychology. For my educational goals, I really want to pursue a doctorate degree in social psychology to become a researcher and a professor. My past experience, I've been in Dr. Wu's Culture and Relationships Lab as an undergraduate research assistant since 2022. And my hobbies, I love to read, roller skate. I love to binge watch shows when I get the time. And I love to go thrifting. And I also want to make a note that as a diversity officer, I'm gonna be posting resources for underrepresented college students, which can include anyone. So I'm gonna be posting post research, like post-baccalaureate research opportunities and more resources on how to get you guys into research and into what you guys want to get out of your education, because I think it's really important. And that's it.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Our diversity officer role is brand new, really. Andrea started it last semester. She used to be our social media ambassador, but we're excited that she took on this role because she's really broadcasting like underrepresented communities in a nice light. And I think that this role has been really beneficial for our chapter specifically, especially being at Cal State LA. So excited to see what this semester brings from Andrea. Next on, we have our historian, Melanie. I'm going to go ahead and give Melanie the floor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melanie Guzman, and I'm the club historian. I'm sorry. So I'm a senior. Wait, can you guys hear me, right? Okay. So I'm the club historian, and this is my last year as a college undergraduate student. My major is psychology, and my end goal for when it comes to educational goals is to obtain a master's in either counseling or social work. As for getting a PhD, that's something I thought of, but at the moment I just want to focus on getting a master's because I want to work small at this right now. And I was involved with Sunshine since 2020, so during the pandemic. However, I didn't become an official member till a year later. And then I became like part of the leadership board in like last year, 2022. So yeah, some of my hobbies and interests include listening to music and walking my two chihuahuas, along with hanging out with them mostly because they're always like jumping around and stuff like that. I like doing yoga, playing tennis. I like to read in my free time, and I like to also play video games. So yeah, I'm usually not around in campus except for my classes, but if you guys need any have any questions or need any support, you guys could contact me in through either Zoom or email or phone.
Perfect. Thank you, Melanie. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and pass the floor to our help me officer, Kenneth.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenneth. I'm a senior graduating this spring. My major is psychology. My educational goals is pursue a clinical psychology degree and focus more on adolescence and mental illness. Some past experience, I was the president of ASO for Southwest College and also on the officer board for SSCCC. And I became a Psych-I member last year. Let's see, some hobbies I have. I've been a florist and landscaper now for like most of my life. And then I recently started becoming more of a plant specialist. So teaching courses, those kinds of things, and like going to people's homes and taking care of their plants. I do a lot of interior design for people. And then some of my other hobbies, I collect vinyl. I have a long list of stuff that I have for all different genres. I just really love music. And then I will put my email on the chat because I forgot to add that. But yeah, my help me position basically just focus more on providing information on mental health for our students. You can reach out to me. I can provide you those kinds of informations, links, different things. I have a long list of stuff that I can give you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Kenneth. And then just to add on to Kenneth, with his role, we do plan to have like wellness meetings and just like a wellness component. So since our general meetings are bi-weekly every other Friday, there will be some times that in the middle of those gaps, we will maybe have like a wellness meeting with Kenneth being the leader, and then we would all be there. So just look out for that in your email, like I said, Microsoft Teams, and also on Instagram. Next officer we have is our program coordinator, Adriana. She is currently at her internship, so she couldn't make it today. But I will go ahead and speak on her behalf. She's a psychology major. She's a senior. Her educational goal is to pursue a doctorate in clinical psychology long-term and to complete a master's MFT program to advance to her long-term goal. Her hobbies and interests include psychology shows. Well, she loves psychology and the genre of shows and movies that touch on themes of psychology and mental health. Aside from education, she likes to sew, roller skate, go to Disneyland, and spend quality time with her family. And she's for the program coordinator position, she kind of is the one to plan our events, whether that be on campus, off campus, but she kind of was like the main person to bring our events to life. So really excited for you to know a little bit more about her. I think she said next week she'll be a little bit more available for students, so it should be something to look forward to for sure. Okay, and then the next officer is going to be our new campus liaison, which is another new officer this semester, Cassie. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Cassie, and I'm expected to graduate in the spring of 2024. I'm a psychology major, and my educational goal is to obtain a educational specialist degree in school psychology. So I really want to help like students and children get into IEP programs and just get the resources that they need. My hobbies and interests include going to hockey games. I love it. I think the stadium is so fun at Crypto. You see all kinds of laser lights and the crowd is just so fun. If you haven't gone, I'll go with you. I like to spend time outside. Going to the Huntington Garden in Pasadena is one of my favorites, or just getting a beach day. Long Beach is pretty cool. Love that area. And then like Melanie, I also have a Chihuahua named Charlie. He also bounces around and is the light of my life. So if you have any questions, you can email me at my email listed right there. I'm going to plan many social events and just collaborations with other organizations and Psych-Hi chapters. So if there's anything you would like to see, any ideas, I would love to hear it, and then maybe we could get going on that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Cassie. And I did want to say, if you wanted to go ahead and share a little bit information about the UCR event you have going on, this is a good time to now, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually have a social event coming up here. It's going to be on Zoom, and it is on Thursday, March 2nd from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And what we're doing is we're getting the chapters together, and it's going to be so fun. We're going to make cards for seniors, the seniors who live in the senior homes. And so they can get some fun mail. It will be really just a great opportunity for us to kind of get together, socialize, make friends. And then that way you could also have a connect with UCR, if you're interested in maybe transferring there or just making a friend over that way. Yeah, just a wonderful opportunity if you'd like to join. We'll have more information about that event coming up soon.
Great. Thank you, Cassie. So that concludes our 10 officers. The next information moving forward is the upcoming events. So Cassie just shared the first one, the UCR Cards for Seniors, which is going to be next month. So just keep a lookout for that in your email, on Instagram, on Microsoft Teams, because we will be sharing that with you all. The upcoming meeting we have moving forward is it's actually initiated by Andrea, our diversity officer. So Andrea, would you mind talking a little bit about this event?
Yeah, this event, so the Dreamers Resource Center, they reached out to Psych-Hi asking if they could do a presentation during one of our Psych-Hi meetings, because a lot of our students that major in psychology are also undocumented students. So they wanted to share resources for them. So it'll be March 3rd, and it'll be 10:30 to 11:30, and I hope to see everyone there. I'll also post like research opportunities if you're about to graduate for like post-bac programs as well.
Great, thank you. And then we also have Andrea's email listed at the bottom. So if you have any questions further about that upcoming meeting, please message her or myself, whoever you have questions for, and we'll be able to help you out with that. So this will be in 2 weeks. So since our format this semester is bi-weekly to give us more time to prepare for meetings, we're going to start promoting this meeting probably this week, just so that more students are able to be, alerted in enough time to set their schedule aside to make room for this. So we're really excited for this one, especially because it's like our first guest speaker event of the semester, and we hope you can make it. If you can't, just remember we record all of our meetings, so you'll have access later. All right. So a goal for spring semester 2023, and something that we've been working on since last semester, is a Psych-Hi service project, which is the first Psych-Hi service project of of Cal State LA's chapter ever. It was actually pitched by our program coordinator, Adriana. She talked a little, she was the one to kind of bring it to light, like we should do a service project. And like, you know, we all thought it was a really good idea. And we decided to collaborate with another organization on campus who are called Words Uncaged. And it's been myself and Kenneth, the helped me officer, who's kind of been the one to initiate that relationship and to get it going on its feet. So to give you a little background about what is a service project, it's people study psychology to help others, and importantly, helping others in your community can also give you great personal satisfaction and can provide experiences on your resume. That's why community service is such an important component of your Psych-Chi experience. So every chapter is encouraged to complete at least one of these projects each year. If you go onto the Psych-Chi website, you'll see what other chapters around the state, around the country are doing. And a lot of them are doing some really great things, like, and it could be as simple as like a food drive, a food bank drive, like, and just donating to somebody in need in the community. So our idea for our personal service project was to donate wellness bags to a prison institution. And the prison that we decided to donate to is Calipatria State Prison, which is near Mexicali. Words Uncaged is an organization that works very close with the incarcerated population to kind of give them a voice, to shed light on important issues, and to kind of just humanize the whole experience of being incarcerated and breaking the stigma behind it. You know, a lot of people hear, if I'm incarcerated, or, you know, there's a lot of stigma behind it, and people tend to disregard them or just kind of not want to be involved. But we want to build that bridge to helping those populations. And we thought wellness bags would be awesome to donate and to initiate conversation. We also might write like handwritten letters just to like encourage these women, because I think Calipatria is a women prison, if I'm not wrong. The items that we have that we want to include, like we want to give hygiene, snacks. Kenneth has come up with the idea to give like a booklet with resources on education and work opportunities post-release. So just anything that could really help and encourage them throughout this process of their life. We thought that it would be important. And I don't know if Kenneth, you want to jump in and piggyback on anything if you feel like I'm missing anything.
I think for the most part, you covered everything. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So keep a lookout for the service project. We're trying to fulfill this by this semester because it does need to be fulfilled, you know, for the year. Nakia is their president for Words Uncaged, and on Instagram, and also like throughout the semester, I'll go ahead and share a little bit more about them. If you do go to Microsoft Teams and go to our past PowerPoint presentations, we have a guest speaking event specifically with them to talk about this service project. So you'll get a more of an understanding of who they are and, you know, what they do, because they do a lot of creative outlet, like whether it's poetry or it's artwork, different things like that. So I think you guys would really be interested in who they're about. And that's why we're really excited to collaborate with them. I also put on the bottom the link to the prison itself, just so you can get a little bit more understanding of what the prison is, where it's located, what the population looks like. And if this is something that you want to do, if you want to, you know, get some community experience, put this on your CV or resume, like this is a really good opportunity, not just for yourself, but just to give back in general. So I encourage you all to reach out to myself, reach out to Kenneth. Kenneth put his email in the chat, and let us know if you'd want to go ahead and get started with that. So now we're going to go ahead and open it to any questions anybody has.
I have a question. Hello, how do we add the Microsoft team?
Okay, let me quickly go back to that slide. So do you have a Microsoft Teams account already established?
No, not yet.
Okay, so go ahead and you would go, let me stop share. And then let me go to our Microsoft Teams so you can kind of get a feel of how it looks. So
I downloaded the app, so I just would need to put in the code, right?
yeah, download the app, make an account with your Cal State LA email, and then all you need is that code. Did you want me to, I could put the code in the chat as well. Unless
yeah,
you
please.
have, okay, gotcha. All right, it is T95176Y. Okay. Yeah, that should be the right one. Let me see. T95176Y. Let me see if that matches up. Okay, cool. It does. So yeah, just put that code in, and then all you need to do is just like get an acceptance from one of us, but we'll be able to do that soon. Like, you know, as of today, if you go ahead and like request it today, we'll do it by the end of the day. But I did want to kind of show you a little bit of how Microsoft Teams looks. So for those who are new to it and are not familiar, this is kind of how your dashboard would look. So you can be a part of many teams. Like I know that there's a lot of like organizations that have this. So you could see I have two. I have the PsyChi officers and I have the PsyChi members. So if you go onto our PsyChi members, the posts kind of show you just like any type of announcements that we've had. Like Andrea posted some research opportunities for students, which could be really, really vital and really helpful for new students. So, you know, we have entrance form for people who wanted to be PsyChi officers, just like little notes like to encourage people, like past meetings, we post them here. So if you stay with us on here, you'll get access to all of the announcements and you shouldn't miss it. We try to do this and try to do it, send you an email through the psych department along with the promoting on Instagram, but it's really easy sometimes to miss those things. So Teams, what I really love about that is this is how it's going to look when you sign in. And I have to update this because this is fall 2022. But after today, with this meeting being recorded, you'll see the spring 23 PowerPoints. But if you go to the fall 22, you can see everything that we did last semester. And so like, for example, I said like, oh, if you want to check out the Words Uncaged meeting, this is it here. It talks a little bit about them and who they are. And it's awesome because, you know, a lot of the times we can't be at every meeting, but it's nice to know that you have access to the PowerPoints after the fact. Another thing we do have is our meeting recordings. So next to that, you'll have another file, and then it's accessing the Zoom recordings. And it's nice. It's easily like laid out for you all. This is last semester. So like I said, this semester will be updated. It's not popping up, but this specific, oh, there it is. This specific form will tell you like, we'll give you all of the Zoom links. So and it's nice because it arranges it by date and the topic. So Meet the Officers is always our first meeting. So if you wanted to see last year's officers, maybe you were curious, that's that. We have Exploring Grad Programs. We have Preparing for Grad School, and a career panel. Like these are the things we've done in the past. And if you wanted to actually watch those videos, which are usually about an hour, because that's how long our meetings go, you have access to that. I hope that helps. Sorry, it was a very long answer to your question. Did anybody else have a question? Okay, so someone said hello. I apologize. I joined late. I have been accepted as a member, but been not able to. Oh, not able to pay your dues. Is there another alternative I can do? So for you, Ms. J, did you want to go ahead and pay with like cash, or did you want to do card? Like what was your format? Because I would
Hi. She was messaging me regarding her issue. She told me that she can only do either debit card or money order. Is there any way we can accommodate?
I believe so, right? Kimia, people have paid with credit card in the past, right?
So I've actually emailed Dr. Kennison, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only methods that the previous treasurer told me were Venmo, Zelle, any cash apps or anything like that, or cash itself. So yeah.
I think in your case, Ms. J, like since we are in the process of kind of getting that information finalized, if you wanted to do like a money order, or if you wanted to do any, like, you can also go through one of our officers. So I think if you gave me your money order, I could cash it at my bank and I could easily, like, I'll just Venmo that or Zelle it to Kimia. Like, we could arrange for something like that because I know, like, we're still waiting on Dr. Kennison's response. And I added myself and Kimia's email in the chat. So if you wanted to email us today, we can get back to you with that, and I can meet you on campus and we can kind of initiate that process for you. All right, hope that helps. Thank you. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of the meeting. Did anybody have any other questions?
I had
I
another
had a
question. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so as a first time like college student, first time freshman, would I be able to join SciShy or would I be having to wait until like sophomore year?
So you can you can be like an unofficial member. I know that for sure. And you can join in all of our meetings. But I think, yeah, like for the requirements for like actually applying to membership, you need to have at least 3 semesters of like a full-time college coursework. So if you're
Yeah, I'm sorry. I believe she can join if her GPA from her previous college match the GPA requirement.
are you a transfer student or are you coming from high school?
No, yeah, coming from high school.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
so you
okay.
would,
So yeah, she has to wait. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, you technically would need to wait, try to get 3 semesters in. And I know it's at least 9 semester hours or equivalent of psych courses. I know you're probably doing your general ed right now, so I would recommend for you to take as many psych classes as you possibly can, just so that you can get that process like started or just like quicker to go, you know?
Yeah.
But technically you would need to wait for the membership.
Yeah, I am a psych member, so I shouldn't really have problem like completing the 9 semester hours, right?
Yeah, it should be like fairly quick, that process.
Okay, cool.
And then I know Alexander had a question.
Yeah, I have a question. So, I got accepted as an official member, and I paid the $75 membership fee, I think like last Saturday, which was like a week ago. I just want to know when I will receive the official login information.
So that takes usually about 2 weeks. So since you've already submitted payment with Nakia and you already kind of got that, you got the email already saying that you were accepted, right?
Yes.
Okay, so once like once Kimia processes that payment, I'm sorry, I think I said Nakia, you'll be able to get like in 2 weeks an email from PsyChi, the website, or I'm sorry, the organization, and they'll send you your username and like a temporary password. So I would wait about a week or 2 since you did it last Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, I just wanted to bring something up for all of the people that have been issues with like the membership and payment and everything. Our advisors recently approved about 100 cases. So I'm a little stressed right now. So please be patient with me. I'm trying to get back to the emails as fast as I can. But like I said, there's probably 100 or maybe even over 100 that have been piling up since October. So I've just been going through them as fast as possible. I'm sorry if I'm not getting back to you like immediately, but I try to get through them like weekly at least.
Perfect. And then I also wanted to quickly at the application.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the link here. Okay. So sorry, I had to switch over to my phone. Let me switch back.
Okay, great. So I put it in the chat. Is it able to show you all on your end? That link will take you to the application for an official membership. So that's getting the process started. Once you get like approval and acceptance from our psych advisors, then you'll go to the next step, which is paying with Kimia, that $75 fee. And then like Alexander, you kind of would just be waiting for your next step, which is getting your username and your password for that dashboard access. Did anybody else have a question? Scarlett?
Yes, so I already paid the $75 fee. I haven't, so do I need to fill out the application form next?
Yeah, so usually the application would be first, but if you already did the fee, like you got the hard part out of the way in a sense. But I would definitely fill out that membership application today because you technically need approval and acceptance from the advisors. But I'm sure you will get accepted if you have all of the requirements. So I would just do that today, and I would say give it about a week or so, and you'll probably get that email.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have a question or any comments from other officers? Want to add anything?
I have a question.
Okay.
What did Shimin mention that she paid already before applying? I wasn't sure you can pay before applying. Like,
You know what? I'm actually looking at the application right now and I did do the application already.
oh,
Sorry
okay,
about
okay.
that.
Yeah. Well, thank you,
Okay.
because I was confused. Thank you.
Yeah, I looked at it right now and I already filled it out. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. No worries. I was confused too, but I was like, I mean, I guess you could always just, Venmo anybody. So I thought maybe you Venmo Kimia like prior, but yeah, just give it us. So like she said, she has like they just like approved 100 people. So it might take like a week or two, maybe longer, but it'll definitely be like in process. All right. Anybody else? If not, I didn't want to. Okay, go ahead, Christina.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm at work and I know the audio here was a issue last time, but there is a small announcement and an opportunity for Saikai members. Can I share screen? Am I able to? Oh, so yeah. Oh, okay. I couldn't hear for a second. Sorry. Okay. So I just got this email. Oh, are you able to see the email? Okay. Sorry. Because I have two monitors. So I just got this email yesterday evening, and it looks like the psych department is, probably recognizing that there has been some slack in terms of connecting with the student body. And I know that Saikai, Danielle, Annie, and all our previous officers, we've all worked really hard in terms of providing information to the students during the pandemic and since coming back in person. So it looks like the department is looking to create some type of content for incoming students. And so they're requesting for a student or multiple students, if we have the interest, to do a small 1-minute video about their experience in the psych program. Preferably, I would like this to be anyone who's a junior, a senior, or already graduated, where we could possibly reach out to some of our previous officers that graduated, because I think if they're going to do an informative video, it should be someone who has had an extensive amount of time in the program. So preferably not a freshman who's first year or second semester, but this is an opportunity that is out there. I'm going to forward this email to you, Daniela, and our secretary, Paul, and Annie, so we can formulate a way of announcing this and also having a way for students to submit the video. Okay. So that just came in yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that we address that at our Saturday meeting so we can start collecting videos.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you, Christina.
Okay.
And then just for those students who, Christina is our president. We spoke a little bit about you. I don't know if you wanted to share anything last minute
about. Sure. And actually, I'll turn on my camera because my work computer camera doesn't work. So they recently gave me like a thing. So hi, everyone. I'm Christina. I'm president of Psi Chi, and currently looking for a mentor. I know Camilla, one of our officers, is interested in mentoring and being a future president, but if you know somebody in your classrooms or yourself who are interested in becoming a part of Psi Chi or interested in that leadership position, I will be setting up office hours for this. So there will be a mentoring time and also a office hour in general where any officers or members that would like to meet with me. I'm more on the out. I'm in an interesting position where I'm kind of transitioning out of being a student and more into the working profession. I'm currently a social work investigator for the Los Angeles dependency lawyer. So I'm just around the corner from Cal State LA near the children's courtroom. And I actually am preparing a presentation for anybody who is interested in that type of work. So I am a little more behind the scenes now. And actually the president position is a little bit more behind the scenes. It's more of scheduling people, being available, problem solving. It's a lot of leadership work, being able to delegate. And so if you're someone who's very organized or comfortable with delegating and kind of taking lead in projects, then this might be a nice opportunity of growth for you. I will say that it takes a lot of work getting everyone together, and it's not just a president effort. It does take effort on all the officers' parts for us to get together. But once we do get that flow going, it's really rewarding, and it builds on getting to know one another, networking, all that stuff. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm currently working on my thesis. I'm finishing the last class for my program, and my thesis is looking at judgments of guilt relating to race and history of child abuse. So I'm more on that forensic side, but there's a lot of psychology, that does overlap. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I mean, my hobbies, I tend to do some watercolor painting, hanging out with friends, going to bars or just stuff like that. I'm a huge animal advocate. I'd own a farm if I could. But that's just a little bit about me. And realistically, I will be doing some of these meetings in the office, so I will be a little bit less present this semester versus others. But that's why I'm hoping to set up the office hours and do a meeting in the semester about what I do in terms of my work, so that if it resonates with others and they would like to keep that connection with me, I'll make myself available for that. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. Glad I got to hop in before you guys ended.
If nobody has any further questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end the meeting now. And then I will have this recording posted on Microsoft Teams by the end of the day, if not early tomorrow. So thank you all for joining us. We're really excited for the semester and to see everything that is being planned for Psi Chi. So thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.